You're listening to the REITE Club podcast, where the focus is all about helping you grow your real estate investment portfolio and live the life you want to live. Come grow with us and join our community at thereiteclub.com. And now your hosts, Sarah Larby and Alfonso Salemi.
You know what I love? I absolutely love owner financing and lease option. Just like you guys, you have lease option, and for myself, I love the owner financing strategy is because you don't need banks. You're dealing directly with the seller. You can come up with whatever terms you want. Any terms you want is not out of the realm of reality. You can literally, if someone say this house is worth 200,000 and they want $1 million, I can find a ways to pay that to you if you're willing to work with me on the terms. I don't care what the price is. If you're willing to let me work out the terms, I can pay you your price. And so that's why I love the owner financing strategy so much. And then on the back end, you can sell a lease option, you can sell it, you can rent it out, you can do whatever you want. As long as you can generate the cash flow to pay your mortgage, you're good to go.
So what were the most difficult things for you to learn as you went, as your real estate career developed? Like, what were the pitfalls? Because people like to hear about that.
The pitfall would be, one of the most profound lessons that I've learned would be not to be greedy. Like pigs get fat and hog get slaughtered. And I got slaughtered hard on several deals where I got the seller to agree on the terms, and when it was time to sign a contract, I pushed it a little more just to see how far I could get it to, and I ended up losing the whole deal. And that deal, if I still have it today, that would have made me a few $1 million. All because of one thing I did.
Ouch! That would hurt.
You know what? I think that there's I think it's the story of Icarus, I believe, right? I think it's Icarus who flew too close to the sun, right? So I think that's like one of those things inside of us that we're always trying to push. We're always trying to get to that better deal, and it's a great lesson to learn. Is my grandfather used to say that. He said it in Italian, but he used to say that pigs eat and hogs get slaughtered, and yeah. That's exactly true. So okay, so let's dig into a little bit of the owner financing, and I guess we're calling it, like some people call it vendor take back, VTBs, those types of things. So what's some advice when you're negotiating? So let's just say I have a property that you desire, or maybe walk us through one of the examples that you've done, and some of the techniques or maybe strategies that you found helpful in your negotiating when you're trying to get those VTBs. Because I know the Rich Dad education or those classes, those trainings that we took, I said every offer should have that in there, right? And then some people laugh at you and say, oh, that's crazy, you can't do that, and well, that's illegal, all that kind of things that we've all heard before. But maybe what are some things that you do that you found successful when working with vendor financing or vendor takebacks?
The biggest takeaway for myself would be something I call the nothing approach, the nothing mindset. Typically, when you go into meeting with a seller, you want to talk about how wonderful your program is, all the features, all the benefits, the quick close, and how much money they can get, how easy it is to deal with you. For myself, when I walk into a seller's home, I'm there for one purpose and one purpose only. On the first meeting is to find out exactly how I can help that seller by buying this house. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have an issue that you're trying to resolve. You might not know what that is, but you think you need to sell this house right now so that you can take care of it. Now, by going into your house and just say, yeah, okay, I'll offer you this much. I'll just take it off your hand. Okay, now I'll give you a bushel of money from loans or whatever. Okay, now you have this money. Did I help you solve your problem though? I don't know that. You have to go in there with the mindset that you are there to solve a problem for your seller or whoever you're dealing with, the husband, the wife, the child who inherited the property. Once you find that, now you can craft your offer to see whether or not your program could help them in fixing it. And I'll give you an example. One of the sellers that I worked with wanted to sell his condo because he thought, he wanted to take the money out and go travel the world with his girlfriend at the time. The guy was at the time he was in his 70s, and I met with him and my business partner. We each did some digging. The final thing he said to us before he agreed to sell that property to us at 0% financing was that he was afraid that he was basically dying. He had all his asset, but he has no time. He was taking care of the asset and he had no time to enjoy life. So what we did was that we figured out exactly how much money it would cost for him to have whatever vacation he wants, whatever cruise trips he wants in a year. And then I just took that divided by 12 and say, okay, this is how much I can give you. At the end of the year, you have all the money you need to go do whatever you need. And he said, yes.
Just unlocking something like simple, to travel or the expense of traveling. And if you could cover that, then he was able to kind of free himself up. And you're right, because it's sometimes not just the monetary number or the offer, because you can go in there and we hear stories all the time, Laurel, don't we, at the REITE Club where, hey, we put in an offer and I wasn't even the highest one. I was 30 grand, 50 grand under the highest offer, right? Whether it's conditions, whether it's, offering something into the deal, it's really getting into that personal aspect of it, that we're buying properties and physical structures, but really dealing with the people that are buying and selling. That's where the deals are made, or that's where the best deals are made.
And it's
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
it's true that it's about finding out what people want, not just what they need, because, people never don't respond to what they need. They always respond to what they want. And it's about going deeper, right? And connecting to that person, because in the end, like any other business, the real estate business is about people. It's about people.
Yeah, it's not even about a house. You're going in there, you're not buying the house, you're helping that person. Because they call you
Exactly.
for a reason, right? They think they have a problem. They need to get rid of the house. They need the cash. But really, do they need the cash though? They don't sometimes.
It is all dependent on the situations, but that's the important part, is that you're going in there, digging deeper, asking those questions, getting to know. Because I always give this analogy and say, whatever your favorite pair of shoes are, okay, if I offered you the best deal in the world on your favorite pair of shoes, but they were 3 sizes too big or 5 sizes too small, right? It's a great deal, but just not for you, because they're
Right.
not going to fit you, right? So it's got to fit and got to work for every single person that you can. So, okay, so let's talk about a little bit about in the US, and you're in Denver. Are a lot of the projects that you're currently working on, like do you subscribe to I need to invest close by, I want to be close by my projects or properties, or are you working in other states? How does that look geographically?
Actually, I'm working in another state, and we have and we talk about a little bit during our podcast session with you. The U.S. have some of the most landlord-friendly states, and so those are the states that we like to buy properties in. So I have properties in Oklahoma City, in Kansas City. I'm sorry, not Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma State, in Tulsa City. So I have properties there, and this was maybe a few years ago. I started to see Denver was becoming too hot, and I thought 2016 we were going to have this setback and this bubble. So I started looking elsewhere, and Tulsa was one of those cities that did not crash during 2008. And so I just kind of parked park my my money there. And it being a landlord-friendly state, that helped.
Thanks for listening to the REITE Club podcast and joining our community of real estate investors online at thereiteclub.com, where the focus is about helping you grow. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks from your hosts, Sarah Larby and Alfonso Salemi.